Hi guys, welcome back to another MCFC review. Where it has just finished in probably the worst Manchester derby I've ever watched. Manchester United nil, Manchester City nil. 2-0 draws we've played in the space of a couple of weeks now, which is not like us. You see by my reaction, I'm tired because that's what I felt like all game watching it. It was awful. The perfect statement to summarise this game, to sum it up, was both teams didn't want to lose the game. Now, for me, for our sake, I don't care about Manchester United, I care about us. That's disappointing. You look at the team we had in the 2017-18 season, that amazing team, the 2018-19 season as well. For me, if them two teams were playing today in that game, we would have buried Manchester United. We would have absolutely buried them. But this team that we've seen this season and the 2019-2020 season last season is just not the same team. I don't think it's the same Pep Guardiola as well. It was more like a Jose Mourinho than Pep Guardiola with his tactics today. Shocking. Um, anyway, I'll save all that for after. I'll go into the game now as I do. So the lineup was good. It was pretty much what I predicted, apart from Fernandinho playing instead of Gundogan, which I thought was good when I saw that, and John Stones playing instead of Laporte, which I said I wouldn't be surprised about, but I did happen. So we had Edison in goal, Kyle Walker at right back, João Cancelo at left back, centre back partnership with Ruben Dias to John Stones, the 4-2-3-1 formation of the two midfielders of Fernandinho, captain of the evening, Rodri, who I thought was superb tonight, only positive for me. A midfield three of Riyad Mahrez on the right, very quiet today. Kevin De Bruyne not at his best in the central attacking midfield position, and Raheem Sterling on the left, who I thought had a poor game. And Jesus, I'll get into that after. But that was a team. So yeah, I'm going to go through the match now. The game kicks off. Not the way I wanted us to start. We weren't very. I don't even think we were very good with possession like we normally are. We're normally dominant of it. We didn't look threatening. We didn't look like the same animal we used to be. We just looked like a totally different animal. We didn't look deadly, we didn't look terrifying. I remember when teams used to be terrified playing us. Well, Manchester United, I wouldn't even look that terrified of our attack tonight, which is disappointing. Game starts slow. First big chance of the game, Luke Shaw takes a corner. It's whipped in. McTominay, all he has to do is put a touch on and it's 1-0, but he misses the ball. Then Raheem Sterling kind of dazzles the Manchester United defence and doesn't really pull the shot off straight into his hands. Big chance at the end of the first half. Sterling running with the ball. Now, for me, in this moment, De Gea was stood a bit off his post. For me, if I was Sterling, I would have gone for goal. It'd have been 1-0, but he didn't. Typical Sterling, just runs and runs and runs. Plays in Riyad Mahrez, slips him through, who has a shot. It's well saved by De Gea, but Mahrez has got a score for me. And then De Bruyne blasts the rebound over, and that's really it for the first half. Manchester United lined up strong. They had Pogba, Fernandes, Rashford and Greenwood starting, so it's quite deadly with McTominay and Fred playing, and they had the usual back four they always have. Maguire and Lindelof, well, for me, we should have exploited that tonight. We should have gone at them more. If there's a weak spot in Manchester United's team, as I said in my preview, it's Maguire and Lindelof at the back. They had Luke Shaw left back. I think Tellez was better. I was surprised he wasn't starting. But we should have made the most of that. We didn't. The Here's not the keeper he used to be, but that was the end of the first half. Second half kicks off, you're thinking, will we see a bit more intensity from Manchester City? No, we don't. Still the same as the first half. I thought Pep Guardiola would have given him a kick up the arse at half time, but he obviously didn't because the players came out and they didn't really go for it. Chances in the second half, obviously the big moment in the second half comes. Rashford gets taken down. The referee gives the penalty. Poor defending from Kyle Walker. We've said this time after time. He's an amazing attacking player, but he's not good at defending. Takes down Rashford. It's a definite penalty, but the offside flag deems it not a penalty, and rightly so because he was just a little bit offside. Chances after that in the second half, De Bruyne has a shot blocked, and right at the end of the game, Jesus, I don't know what he's doing, he was offside anyway, just runs and runs and runs, doesn't even look like he's going to shoot. Nothing happens, and that's really it. Awful game of football, awful. Now, I want to get into the game now, my thoughts on it. Jesus, I said this time after time again, I don't think he's the man to replace Aguero. He's not world class. He's not showing any signs of replacing Aguero. He's not clinical enough in my opinion. I know he's still a young lad, but he's just not doing it. And it's not like Aguero. Aguero is what you want for these big games, and Jesus just can't step up to that. I'm afraid. It has to be said. I'm sorry. Aguero was a big loss today, but I don't think it made a difference anyway because we didn't create enough chances to win the game. So we were shocking. So yeah, I was disappointed with Jesus. Sterling I thought was poor today. I don't know what was more worse, his performance or his new hairstyle. Shocking. Mahrez very quiet, disappointing. I've said this about Mahrez, he can turn up against the Fulhams and Burnleys, but he needs to turn on these big games, which he's not doing. Rodri, I thought, was our man of the match. The only good player for me. He was solid. He had a good game. I thought he was good. Fernandinho just done what he had to do, really, didn't he? Stones, Diaz. I thought Diaz was our best defender today. He put in a good block. Stones didn't really get tested, but he was alright. We kept the clean sheets. I can't criticise the defence. Kyle Walker, I don't think was at his best. And yeah, that's really it. Edison needs to stop with his kicks because they're dodgy and it nearly cost us today. But yeah, now for me, to summarise this game, these are games we need to be going for winning. If we want to win the title this season, we have to win them games. It's more drop points against big clubs. We got beat off Spurs, we drew against Liverpool in the game I felt we should have won, and we should have won today and we dropped points. That's not title form for me. And that's why we will not win the league this season. It won't happen. I doubt Liverpool watching that game with fear, thinking, oh, Manchester City are a threat. We're not. It was a perfect opportunity to beat Manchester United. They're down after being knocked out of the Champions League. You could tell by the morale and the look of them today, they weren't quite at it. And we should have gone at them. We should have won the game. If that was a 17, 18, 18, 19 Manchester City team, we would have won that game today, but it's not. The intensity's not there anymore. I don't know if it's the players or what. Guardiola, I don't even think Guardiola's the same. He's more like Mourinho than Guardiola today. Shocking. But I'm so disappointed. This should have been a win for me. I'm not going to rant, I'm just disappointed more than anything. It was a huge opportunity and we didn't take it. And it's more drop points against. I said this was a game where we'll see what we are this season. I'm not judging us off the Fulham Burns, I'm judging us off games like this and when we play Liverpool, but drop points again, not good enough. Also, I want to say Martin Tyler's the worst commentator ever. Why he's talking about Ian Rush, who has no association with Manchester United or Manchester City. He's an ex-Liverpool player, talking about that in the game, absolute rubbish. Get off Martin Tyler, you're awful. But yeah, what an awful game of football. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. It was painful watching that. It's not the club I know of the last two, 18, 19, 17, 18 season. It's just we're not at it. We've got the same players pretty much, but we're just not at it. Again today, he only makes one substitution. He brings off Mahrez, rightly so, brings on Torres. He just leaves Foden on the bench, a local lad who would change the game, in my opinion. He just leaves him on the bench. Shocking management. I'm starting to question Guardiola as well because he's not the same manager for me. I know he signed a 2-year contract, but something needs to change. It's not good enough today. Not good enough. We should have won that game. We're playing Manchester United at a good time and we didn't take our chance. Simple as that. It's ruined now. It's absolutely ruined. Forget about the league this season. It's not happening, and I made it now. I'm not going to judge us after beating Fulham and Burnley. I judge us on these games. These are the games we need to win if we want to win the title. It's not going to happen. Big opportunity missed. I don't care, right? If we beat West Brom 5-0 on Tuesday, I really don't care. I want to win games like this. These are the games I want to win. I just don't think we'll win the Premier League this season. We're not good enough to win it, in my opinion. As I said, I doubt Liverpool watching that game with fear. I doubt it at all. Much better team than us. Just being honest. Harsh but honest. I'm really disappointed that we have not won that game today. It's not good enough. The intensity wasn't there. Nothing was there. As I say, one substitute, I don't know what that was all about. Jesus is no replacement for Aguero. Sterling needs to start turning up in the big games. Mahrez, and he does as well. Don't know what else could be said. Apart from take care, guys. See you later. Up the fucking Blues. More points dropped. The worst derby ever, in my opinion. Worst Manchester derby ever. Take care. See you all later. Up the fucking Blues.